Exposed. Yeah. Ha. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. If you got no games, you exposed, bitch. You exposed. You exposed. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. 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 Woo. Exposed. Yeah. Ha. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. If you got no games, you exposed, bitch. You exposed. You exposed. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. 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 Woo. Exposed. Yeah. Ha. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. If you got no games, you exposed, bitch. You exposed. You exposed. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. 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 Woo. Exposed. Yeah. Ha. You exposed, bitch. You exposed. If you got no games, you exposed, bitch. You exposed. You exposed. You exposed, bitch. You exposed.
What is up, guys? Ncaa 31 here. You guys didn't think I forgot, did you? A little bit late, but the latest exposing in the world of college football will be discussed. And we had quite a few candidates. We could have had a triple exposing video. I could have easily done exposed for Baylor, Marcus Mariota, and Mr. Muschamp. All of which were prime topics of discussion with my college football junkie degenerate friends, both in the real world and in the virtual world. But I wanted to go with Baylor. I'll get to Mariota and Muschamp later on, but this is Baylor's moment. Let's break down this exposing, this unmasking of the latest fraud to grace our midst. How did this happen? Yes, you have a good opponent in Okie State, playing a night game on the road, good team, never an easy thing. But I think what happened here, and I was guilty of this as well, we were so caught up in the Baylor story, that, you know, insane offense that they were running, the numbers they were putting up. We didn't pay enough attention to how they were getting this done and who they were playing. But I thought something was up. I suspected we had a fraud in our midst. And I began to suspect it a couple of weeks ago. I began to suspect it around, I would say, the Oklahoma game. The Oklahoma game was a little deceptive. Oklahoma was punching them in the face for a little while, but then their own offense began to shoot them in the foot. But I told a guy who I'm in one of my online leagues with, who's been all in on Baylor all year, I said, Baylor's going to lose at least 2 games. And he thought I was out of my mind. And my reasoning for this was, look at their schedule. You don't put up these kind of numbers. You don't average 60 points a game playing a real schedule. I'm sorry, you just don't. You got Wofford, Buffalo, UL Monroe, West Virginia, Iowa State, Kansas, Texas Tech. Kansas State is a solid win, and the Oklahoma game was a good win. You can't take that away from them. But people making a big deal about their backs all ripping off 7 yards a carry, and against this cream puff schedule that they have, and the fact that their quarterback is averaging 20 yards of completion, all these receivers averaging 20 yards per catch. Well, I'm sitting there paying attention to their offense, and their offensive play calling is straight out of a NCAA online ranked game. It's inside zone, it's zone read, it's four verts, and some screens, and that's damn near the entire thing. That's really all they're running. I'm sitting there watching this game, and I'm going, all they're doing is running four verts. So if you're chucking the ball that far down the field, of course you're going to be averaging 20 yards of completion and 20 yards a catch if that's all you're throwing. And if you're playing teams like Wofford and UL Monroe, that's going to work. You're faster, you have better players. You can get away with that. But eventually, you're going to run into a team that can control you up front and is just as fast as you are in the back end. And it doesn't matter how wide you stretch the field or how horizontal you want to go. If you can't block them and they can cover you, it ain't going to work. And that's what we saw with Baylor. And it would not surprise me at all if they lose one out of their next two. It wouldn't shock me if they lost both against TCU and Texas. TCU is going to be on the road. Not an easy game, not an easy opponent. And I would imagine Texas still has some type of pride left to give Baylor a good game. So that is that. It wouldn't shock me at all if Baylor lost out from here. It really would. So I guess the moral of the story here is that we really got to start paying more attention to who these guys have on their schedule. Baylor just got flat out exposed by a superior team, plain and simple. And if it wasn't for this game, I would have focused my attention on the disaster going on in Gainesville. I mean, my goodness. You're giving up 400 yards to Georgia Southern at 8 yards per carry, and you're the Florida Gators. I mean, could it be any clearer that the players have quit, that they hate their coach and they're trying to get him run? And then Oregon laying an egg, Mariota getting thoroughly undressed. I mean, good college player, exciting athlete, but people are talking about him as a potential top 5 draft pick. So, there you go. Tell me what y'all think.